So just let me repeat that I'm looking at the approval of the vetting of the credentials, rather, of the incoming members to take place next week. Then I want to talk about the affairs of the coalition. What do I mean with the affairs of the coalition? Well, it's just over a week that the ministers have been installed, and we have seen they have hit, most all of them, in fact, have hit the ground running. However, I think it's important for me to state that the coalition government of St. Martin is based on a governing accord. This accord, of course, signed off by all four political parties. And important to mention is that this is already a platform, it is a manifesto, if you wish, for the government now to continue to work on its governing program. That's a more elaborate program where you look also at financial consequences. Important, however, in our coalition agreement are some of the urgent issues that this coalition has signed off to address them as soon as possible. And I hope that in the next coming days, the representatives of this coalition can sit down and explain to the people of St. Martin what those current issues are. How did this coalition come together on the basis of what? What are our goals and our themes? What are our urgent issues to address? I believe this needs to happen as soon as possible. We now, with the ministers having been installed, we need to now at least let the public know what are some of the urgent issues for the coalition. There is a booklet based on which all of these things are mentioned. And again, I look forward and will be discussing it with the Prime Minister, that we have a press briefing, we have a sit down together as coalition partners and explain to the public of St. Martin what are the most important and burning issues for this coalition right now. So I hope this happens soon, so that the people of St. Martin can understand. In other words, what is driving the coalition? What are we set to be doing? And I look forward to having that discussion and that elaboration with the people of St. Martin.
Chair, there are a few things I'd like to ask for clarification, if you can hear me. One, on May 2nd, can you explain us why the coalition, all 8 of its members, were not present for the verification of the documents for the incoming members of parliament? Why were they not present? And also, can you explain to us how is it possible that the Parliament of St. Martin was able to book in a post-dated resignation letter from the former chair or now Prime Minister? How was this possible?
First question, no, I can't explain you why all of the members of the coalition and other members of parliament were not present for that meeting. It is not a requirement, although I try as much as I can to have members inform us timely if they can't make it to a meeting, if they're going to be late. I have heard, for example, that members had sent to say that they couldn't make it, but this was after the meeting had started and all of those kind of things. So no, I can't tell you why X, Y, or whosoever was not at that particular meeting on Thursday, the 2nd of May. Secondly, I don't know if it's not a post-dated letter. What happened is that the members who were going to take up the office of minister, namely the current Prime Minister and the current Minister of TIAT, former MP Grisha Heiliger Martin, they sent in a letter dated the 2nd of May that their resignation as member of parliament, they're tendering their resignation and saying that that would go in as per the 3rd. However, so the letter should have actually been in on the 2nd of May, the day that it stated. But the letter was emailed on the 29th of April. So the letter states 2nd, the email was sent on the 29th of May. The administration of Parliament, working on their documentation, even on holidays, then booked in that letter. That's all there is to it, but it was clear. The 2nd, the letter was dated the 2nd. In it, it is stated that the resignation as member of parliament was to go into effect. It had to be, because they could not be member of parliament come the 3rd of May. But it was emailed on the 29th of April.
For example, Madam Chair, the letter from now Minister of TET, Grisha Heiliger, says the resignation is effective immediately. The one from the former now Prime Minister says effective as of May 3rd. And that, I believe, was because of the May 2nd meeting. Today, you are having questions, and I can remind you that in 2016, a similar incident took place at the cadastre, where a transcript was issued on December 15th, which was a public holiday, and that led to a systemic investigation by the ombudsman. And here you're saying that May 1st, a public holiday, this letter was booked in, even though it was predated and going into effect on May 3rd. Members of Parliament have been complaining about this and saying this seems to be somewhat fraudulent. How do you address that? And the other thing is, we know now you're saying this meeting would only be called on May 20th, which is next Monday. Madam Chair, can you guarantee there will be a quorum?
Thank you, Bibi. Thank you. I don't think the cases to which you refer, they're comparable. I don't think they're comparable. I totally disagree. That's one thing. I heard a reference to a report by the ombudsman regarding a letter, but thanks for explaining what it is, because I didn't know what a reference was before. So, but the cases are not comparable in my opinion. And no, Bibi, I can't guarantee that I can't guarantee who will be at the meeting. The only thing I can do is call on the members of parliament to just comply with their duties, which is to represent as a member of parliament. If you don't like what is taking place in the meeting, at least be there to say that. I don't think, and I've stated this over and over, that when it comes to the vetting of the credentials of members of parliament, that an issue should be made of that. And it is, again, it is not about, well, get your people to sign off on it, because there are no 8 persons representing the coalition right now in the parliament. So you can't get 8 persons, and that should not be what it's about.
for all of life's twists, turns, and defining moments. RBC is open for all of you.
SZV, your social and health insurance is SZV, your social and health insurance is.
Are you SZV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SZV is cardless. Request your My SZV account today and enter the virtual office of SZV. Go to szv.sx and sign up now.
SZV, yeah, your social and health insurance is.
Before I delve into the speech, because basically my speech has to reflect on motivating you on becoming the best officers as you can be. On June 1st, 2007, I entered government service as an immigration officer, and I stood right before these steps. I also became a police officer in 2008 and graduated in 2010. I was one of the youngest police sergeants in this country, the youngest police major in this country, and in 2014, I became the youngest police inspector in this country. Today, I am honored as well to be your Minister of Justice. So good morning to each of you, and a special welcome for this significant milestone in your lives today. As your Minister of Justice, it is a profound honor to stand here with you, not just in my current role, but as someone who began here with their career and stepping into the field of law enforcement with enthusiasm and commitment to serve. I want to commend you for taking up the mantle and decision to protect and serve. I would also like to recognize your family members for supporting you through this journey. My own path has taught me invaluable lessons about the essence of public service. From early days to my position today, each experience has shown me the impact one can make with dedication and integrity. I hope that within my role, I can serve as an inspiration to you all. However, today is about you all and your transition from cadets to officers at law. You inherit not just the responsibility, but legacy of commitment of justice and community safety on St. Martin. As the saying goes, with great responsibility comes great expectations. You are stepping into roles that are as challenging as they are crucial. The badge you wear will be a symbol of trust and safety to the general public. This trust comes with immense responsibility of protecting the rights and lives of all citizens of this beautiful country. Yes, it is with demanding. Yes, it may at times seem thankless, but I assure you, it will also be one of the most rewarding commitments you can make. I would like to leave you with 3 pieces of advice, and I've learned throughout my journey. First, empathy and respect. Always maintain empathy and respect in your interactions. You will encounter individuals from all walks of life, each with their own stories. However you engage them reflects who you are as a person and as a law enforcement officer. You are the representative of the entire justice change. Second commitment to self-care. Prioritize your mental health and your emotional health. The events you will witness and partake in can affect anyone deeply. Remember, staying healthy isn't just about physical fitness, as I know many officers here love to hit the gym, but also maintaining your mental well-being. Thirdly, upholding values. Let integrity and fairness guide you. In a world full of challenges, be the officer who stands for what is right, even if it means standing alone. Even when faced with difficult decisions, do not forget that you're not only leaders of this community, but also ambassadors of this country. In closing, as you celebrate this milestone, know that you are supported. Your mentors, peers, and community are with you. Each action you take contributes to the fabric of our nation's safety and justice. I am proud to welcome you into this noble profession, and I'm eager to see a positive impact you will make. As you go forth and carry the mantra with you on all your duties to protect and serve, to commit is to the well-being of our community.
It's an honor to be part of the graduation of the new police officers. Today marks a significant milestone in your journey towards serving and protecting our community. You're becoming a part of a very strong and a very professionally trained and good working police force. In the last 2 years, I traveled to the surrounding islands and in South America. I'm always looking at agreements and differences between those countries and the country of St. Martin. And I acknowledge that one of the main selling points, of course, next to the beaches and the friendly people, is the safety of St. Martin. There is crime on our island. There's a lack of prison cells, but St. Martin is still a country with a very strong police force, and there's no area, a no-go area for our police officers. We have the highest crime rate solution of the islands, and for all of this, we have to thank our outstanding police force. With limited resources, we are able to keep St. Martin safe. For our citizens, for our tourists, and for our children. The most important thing is that our children can go to school safely, and we stand for that. We, the police, and we, the prosecution office. And we work on that goal together. We work in unity. Policing is not merely a profession. It is a calling, a commitment to uphold the principles of justice, integrity, and to serve others. As you step into your roles as guardians of law and order, I urge you to embrace the huge responsibility that comes with wearing your badge. You are the ones who have to uphold the high standard of the St. Martin Police Force. You will be called upon to confront challenges that test your physical, mental, and emotional strength. You will encounter situations that require quick thinking, empathy, and sound judgment. And here I will quote from one of my favorite writers, Maya Angelou. I have learned that people will forget what you did. People will forget what you said. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Let this saying be a guideline. It is very important how you behave towards victims and suspects and to society. Amidst the trials and tribulations, always remember the core values that define your professions: integrity, professionalism, and respect for human rights. It is important to work together with each other, learn from each other, and stand for each other. The role of a police officer is various and demanding, and at the center of it all is the maintenance of a better, safer, and a crime-free as possible St. Martin. And this is also the goal of the prosecutor's office. And together with you, as our police force, we work hand in hand to reach those same goals, ensuring justice is fairly served in our community. And we can't do this alone. We need each other as much as we need the people of St. Martin. We are all responsible for the safety of our community and for the safety of our children. The prosecutor's office cannot carry out our job without your work, your instinct, attention to detail, and community knowledge. It is up to us to see that justice is done for anyone affected by crime and also for the ones who have committed crimes. To the families of our new and already serving police officers, thank you for allowing your loved ones to make this tremendous sacrifice for which we as a community are very grateful. Police officers must run towards and into danger. Knowing this, we all keep you in our thoughts and prayers. Your dedication and sacrifice are deeply appreciated, and we, as a prosecution service, stand beside you and behind you in this important mission. We have to keep each other in unity within the police force and as police and prosecution.
SXM, your social and health insurance. SXM, your social and health insurance.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah, your social and health insurances.
For all of life's twists, turns, and defining moments, RBC is a blend for all of you.
More details are emerging about the areas of discontent by the opposition leader Mark Golding on aspects of the CRC report. He's pointed to 16 clauses. Among them, he says it should be clearly stated that the official name of Jamaica as a state is not to be changed to the Republic of Jamaica, but is to remain as Jamaica. He also is in disagreement with the proposed solution where the Prime Minister and the Leader of Opposition have not agreed on the President. He says any solution which enables the President to be approved via a simple majority vote of both Houses of Parliament effectively incentivizes the Prime Minister to choose someone who he or she perceives as favoring his or her party. Mr. Golding is also not in support of the proposal for appointing an interim president to act in a temporary vacancy. Changes relating to the composition of the Senate and extension of the Parliament beyond 5 years are also being opposed. On other issues, Mr. Golding has sought clarity from the Constitutional Reform Committee. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Labour Party in a statement said the government has heard and positively responded to wide and consistent representation from across the island for Jamaica to become a republic. The statement further notes that the Prime Minister responded to public sentiment concerning the issue by establishing a bipartisan committee to advance the process. The JLP says it is disappointed with the decision of the People's National Party to refuse to sign the report of the Constitutional Reform Committee. Member of the JLP's Public Relations Council, Senator Shireen Golding Campbell, says despite significant progress made in acting on widespread public sentiment that Jamaica should become a republic, PNP President Mark Golding has chosen to potentially derail the process by making demands at the proverbial 11th hour. Senator Golding Campbell says the JLP is hopeful that the PNP will allow the agreed consensual process to continue. Nakinsky Robinson, TVJ News.
It will make learning come alive. That assertion from principal at Broadleaf Primary and Infant School Eton McNamee following the installation of a one-of-its-kind smart board from eLearning Jamaica. He says the school population is beaming with excitement.
If you look at how the children are now responding to the smart board inside, you realize that half of the teacher's job is done when we have those equipments in the institution.
The smart board is internet dependent, and with issues of little to no internet connectivity in the past, Mr. McNamee says that has been resolved.
I've explored three suppliers. There were one first, very weak. Second, very weak. Now we have a third supplier, and it seems to be very strong and fast. So we have fairly good internet access at this point.
He says this new technology will be impactful on students' learning. CEO of eLearning Jamaica, Andrew Lee, says the school will also be furnished with laptops soon.
We haven't had any major challenges with the procurement process. It tends to run pretty smoothly. Of course, it takes, I would say, 2 to 3 months. So within that time frame. So what the procurement that we're doing now, we expect to have those so that by the summer term, we can have those already in the schools.
The students reacted to the new development.
It's the fact that we don't have to really use the books anymore. We can just, while our teacher is reading, we can see and follow along.
Some people not really want to read that much, so they rather the technology over the books.
Carrie Ann Simpson, TVJ News.